Coaches Vincent Dancy and Dennis Thurman are going to be added to the Deion Sanders coaching staff at Colorado in some interesting roles. Let's talk about it and what the departure of Dennis Thurman means for Jackson State after the bumper. What is good, everybody? What is good, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsyJr. YouTube. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time now. It came out recently that Vincent Dancy, head coach or former head coach of the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils, and Jackson State defense coordinator Dennis Thurman will be joining Coach Prime on the Colorado staff, Coach Prime's Colorado staff. Now, this is a story about Vincent Dancy. It says Mississippi Valley State University head coach Vincent Dancy has resigned to take a job with Deion Sanders in Colorado. Dancy led the Delta Devils for the past 5 seasons. The university announced Dancy's resignation for a Power 5 coaching opportunity with Coach Prime, who is the new head coach of Colorado. Sanders announced that he was leaving Jackson State, blah, blah, blah. And then let me go over here to this one. Oh, get this ad off here. It says, report Jackson State defense coordinator Dennis Thurman to join. Oh, what is going on? Get off my screen. To join the Colorado Buffs. It says Colorado head football coach Deion Sanders is bringing his defense coordinator from Jackson State to Boulder. The pregame show, which produces content for Jackson State, reported on Instagram on Saturday that Dennis Thurman will come to see you as a director of quality control and defensive analyst. Thurman has been a defense coordinator at Jackson State the previous 3 years. This season, the Jackson State Tigers had the number 1 defense in the FCS, leading in points allowed and in yards allowed. The 2-time All-American safety at USC was a part of the Trojans national championship team in 1974, following a 9-year NFL career. Thurman has been in coaching nearly 35 years. Now, what I was a couple of things interesting. First, with Vincent Dancy. People are like, oh, are you mad at Vincent Dancy? I already had folks say, oh, are you mad at Vincent Dancy? No, I'm not mad at Vincent Dancy. I'm actually happy for Vincent Dancy. I've never wished ill will on Deion Sanders. Let's get that straight. I've never wished Coach Prime bad. I never said I hope he fails at Colorado. I never said any of that. I just said I didn't like the verbiage that he used at Jackson State. Don't say you're going to be this conduit of change when you had no intentions on doing that. That's it. And I'll stand by that. I'm going to stand on that. Continue to stand on that. But for someone like Vincent Dancy, who never used those words at his school, I'm happy for him because Vincent Dancy, I think, is a really, really good football coach. And he hasn't been able to really let his wings fly and show off his football coaching ability to its maximum potential because of the conditions that Mississippi Valley State is in. And so now that job is open, and hopefully the next guy that comes in that takes over that job can build upon what Coach Dancy has built there in Itabena and make some things happen. As far as Dennis Thurman, now Dennis Thurman is 66 years old. I thought it was interesting that Coach Prime didn't label him as defense coordinator like he has been at Jackson State. Instead, he'll be a defensive analyst, have like a minor role. And he went out, and from what I understand from the reports, he went out and hired the guy from Alabama to run his defense. That was interesting to me. I understand it somewhat because Dennis Thurman is older, and this is a job that probably will require more of him at Colorado than maybe it did at Jackson State. I did find it interesting, though. I'm gonna just be honest. For him to not be the DC when he's way more qualified than the guy that they're reportedly going to hire as the DC. He's way more qualified to him, both at the collegiate level and at the pro level. Dennis Thurman had been a defense coordinator in the NFL. Dennis Thurman led the number 1 defense in FCS the last 2 years at Jackson State. So for him to have to take a minor role, I thought that was interesting. But, I kind of get it because you want the younger, fleet of feet guys on the recruiting trail, hitting the things as the head coordinator, whereas Coach Thurman can just coach ball, doesn't really have to be on the trail as far as recruiting, don't have to catch a bunch of flights, do a whole bunch of leg work. Let the young guys do the leg work. So I understand it. Where it leaves Jackson State? Well, as of now, pretty much everyone on the JSU staff, not named TC Taylor, it seems like they're moving on to Colorado. I mean, we've got from the reports, Bartoloni, now Coach Thurman. Those are the two coordinators. You got Coach Hart, Coach Mathis. All of those guys seem like they're taking their talents to Boulder, and that's understandable. And that was expected, at least for me. Where it leaves Jackson State, well, it leads me to believe more and more that they're not going to go with TC Taylor. That's just how I see it. I don't think they could go. I didn't think they would go TC Taylor to follow Deion Sanders anyway. But now the more and more guys that are leaving JSU to go to Colorado kind of cements that in my head. That doesn't mean TC won't be on the staff or whoever the new coach is. Honestly, it'd be really, really wise for them to keep TC around and maybe even promote him to an offensive coordinator or something of that matter. But I don't think he will be the head coach. I told you guys when Prime made the suggestion that TC Taylor should be the next head coach of Jackson State, all that meant to me was that he weren't taking him to Boulder. Like, that's all that meant to me. And if I'm not mistaken, TC was at JSU before Prime. Obviously, he played there. I know that part. But he was a part of the coaching staff before Deion even got there. And Deion just kind of kept him on the staff and promoted him at one point to offensive coordinator before demoting him and bringing in Brett Bartoloni. So that was interesting just to see all of that work out. I wish Coach DC the best of luck. That is a major loss because his defenses, between the players that were out there on the field, how they were able to excel, and the way that they were able to make plays, and his defensive strategy helped James Houston get drafted, and now James Houston is out there making plays, and he credits that all to JSU, the things that he learned at JSU, and obviously his natural talent, he worked hard to make those plays, and the growth and development of Aubrey Miller from year one to now during his time at JSU. So much so that I think if he goes and has a good showing at the Reese Senior Bowl, we could see Aubrey Miller's name called during the NFL draft, just like we saw James Houston. I think Houston was a better prospect coming out of college, but I also think Aubrey could end up getting drafted if he had, between his numbers, his film, and if he's able to have a good showing at the Reese Senior Bowl, which he was able to make because of the success that he had on the field with JSU. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Coach Vincent, Dancy, and Dennis Thurman headed to Boulder to join Coach Prime's staff at Colorado. And to me, that means I think JSU is going to make a big splash when it comes to their next head coach after following Deion Sanders. My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. It's real easy. We've been growing like crazy. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.